Hello everyone, Strikoder here. In this episode, we're gonna solve a medium Linux machine on HackTheBox called Interpreter. In this machine, we have access to the source code of a Java web application, through which we see the version, which is variable to code injection. We get a reverse shell, and thus we get access to the machine, and we enumerate for credentials, and we get access to a database. We get a hash, but we need to work with a little bit in order to be able to crack that with Hashcat. Then we get a shell for another user which has access to internal services, and those services are variable to SSTI. So without any further ado, let's get started. So as always, I copy the IP, then I export that to all Tmax panes, and I run Nmap. Nmap is still running, and we see port 80, port 443. I open them in advance, and I would like always you to do as I do, which I start by Control U and check the source code, and then you can have your own methodology. I would check for pass, or I would check for version, and so on. We can run nuclei as well. In this case, we can try SQL injection. So admin or 1 equals 1, same as for the password. Or not to waste our time, we don't have any SQL injection. We see here we get a .jnlb file, which is a Java. Let me shut that off and move it to here. So let's check the ports. Nothing really interesting. We have 6661, however, we're not gonna take any advantage of that service. So move. Is it download? Yeah, it's in here. It's gonna be everything JNLP into here. So web start. Let's see file. It's HTML. We can read it. That's cool. However, that's a very old Java extension, JNLB, Java Network Launch Protocol. So, yep. And we see over here, Mirth Connect Administrator 440. So I would always Mirth Connect 44 vulnerability. And we see over here a POC exploit. We run pip. We run this. However, let's read it. NextGen Healthcare Mirth protocol variable to 2023. This version was tested against 411, 430, 440. I'll get back and see if we can get something to read. So after Google a little bit, we see Mirth Connect NextGen Healthcare 440 vulnerability, and we see this, which explains by the UI. No, they don't. Okay, however, let's get back to the GitHub and see the source code. So whenever I see this, I know it's vibe coded. Okay. we see a command. So we have XML data, and here we are replacing the commands. I would like to see the HTTP, the link. So we need to go to API users. Let's check that manually. It must have headers. Let's try this. And we go to, let's close this. So we need the X requested with header. So it's in here, OpenAI, OpenAPI, I mean. So probably that is the application. And here we see the code injection. All right. But I recall when I saw the machine, API users, maybe, nope, nope. Is it with the HTTPS? Yes. So again, let's try this. API / users. Yeah, but at least we can hit the API. And here are the users. And this is not the code. We grab the version to check. So we send a post request to the API users and we get a reverse shell. So I'm just trying to see. Probably, yeah, we send it in here. So I'm going to take the Python code, leave these, and them CVE 2023. Oops. 432 or 43208.python. I'll paste that. Python 3 -u http s. I would add ib. Then I would run Penelope. I would add over here as well -l host 4444 -lp -l host, I mean our ib -lp 4444 to get our ib a and nope. Yep. And we get a shell interact 1. It upgrades the shell for us and we have a shell. I always like to start with our directory, and we see we have, are these folders or, so we see we have these files the jar, and at least we have access. We have client lib, we have conf, let's see conf. dbd db drivers log4j. I mean, I would get everything and grep for pass, and we see a couple of passwords. So we see here a database password. We can use find to see which file has that. However, I believe it's in the properties of Mirth, since that is our user. Let's quickly see cat etc password. Grep for sh. We see we have sedric as well that we can move to. For now, cat mirth.properties. I would grep -v hashtag to remove the hashtags. We can remove the lines as well. However, I'm interested in the DB username and the password. So mirthdb. Do we have SQL map? Not SQL map. MySQL, I mean, or we need port forwarding. Let's find out. MySQL, we have it. So MySQL -u mirthdb -p. So in -p you don't need space over here. -p mirth pass, and I will provide that included in single quotes. Show tables maybe. Show db. Show databases. We have two databases. Information schema is by default, so use MC. Do we have autocomplete? No, we don't. PDD production. Show tables. And we have person password and person. Let's see the person password. Use all from person password. Select all from person password. Do I have anything wrong? Should I say person password should be capital letters. So person password. I'm extremely tired and I really don't like me recording while I don't have the power to. Alright, so we have a password. Is it base 64? Since we have the two pluses, the two equals, so I'm gonna get that and vim pass.text, have this here just in case if I messed that up, and echo this base 64-d. Wow, so it's definitely not. Probably I need to do this. Maybe I messed something up because we have plus over here. Let's try echo -n. So no matter what I do, it's still gonna be messed up. So I'm going to go to Google, Mirth Connect Healthcare hash and see. We see something here. Default digest algorithm changed. we see it's SHA-256. The salt is 8 bytes, so the first 8 bytes are the salts. And yeah, that's what we need. So we need the hashcat for SHA-26, hashcat hash table SHA-256. Is it this or this? So is it Hamas SHA or I believe we need to grab them. So let's get the correct path and hash. I would start by, we can go and find or line a tool, but let's do that manually. Let's echo that, then the password. I'd like to add single quotes just in case the plus messed anything up. Base 64-D, then I would get the head and -C 8, and probably I missed something up. Does this count as the salt? Okay, I'm gonna leave that. I don't think so, by the way. Okay, echo again, but now base 64-D. Then in order to get everything besides the first 8 letters, we would need to count from the ninth, so as if in binary, +9, then again base 64. Let me check. Do we need to decode that? No. So then I just remove this. So we have this and we have this. I would take this. So hashcat --help. We don't see here the hash tables. So it's -H probably. Yep. SHA-256. Let's see. So PBKDF2 with Hamas SHA. So Hamas SHA, Palestinian Iranian. Is it this? I don't think so, by the way. Actually, let's test and see. So it need let's try and go up again. It's gonna we need PTKF2 SHA 256 10,000, then probably the salt. You know what? I'll probably let Hashcat define that by itself. So these were the hashes, the salt, and this is the rest. So probably I would either need to type PBKDF2, or let's try with, actually let's try that, starting with this. I would take this as an example, and in here I'm gonna, oops, I exited Ligolo, vim hashes dot 256 f2 share 256, then probably our salt, which is this, in here, then again the dollar sign, the password. I'm going to remove this, try hashcat, okay, so dash m0, but for hashes 256, and something long, token length exception. So that was wrong. So after searching a little bit, I discovered that we are searching for the mode 10 900, which is BDKF dash Hamas dash 256. So in that case, we need to define it like this. I spent a lot of time on this when the machine was active. So password or hashes dot 256. Actually, I need to exit and write it in here. Let me take this example, paste it in here, then I'll just remove this. This is our salt. I'll paste it in here. Did I mess something up? Yep, I did. So in here, and in here the password. I would remove this, then I would let Hashcat decide on itself, and again it's telling us, well, at least now it's working once we remove the M0, because M0 is for MD5. Would it do that if I removed M0 by the old hash? I mean, I tried that before, but it was wrong since it's completely different hash. And since I'm recording, it's gonna take a while, so please make sure to like, share, leave a comment, ring the bell, and subscribe. That means a lot to me. I'm going to pause for a little bit until we get the password. So netcat finished and it didn't find the password. I typed show, nothing showed. I checked the hash and I felt something was wrong since it's still in base 64. Kinda okay, but I just took the first part and kinda put that, but actually what we needed to do is taking the head, decoding it, taking the first 8 characters after decoding that, then coding that again, so we would end up with this, and same with the tail, we would end up with this. So after taking that, let's move into here, edit the hashes. We see they differ a lot. Okay, so I had this. Actually, let's try both of them and see. So I had show, I don't need show. I'm gonna pause again. So we see we got the password as snowflake. So I'm going to try my luck with SSH. If SSH won't work, then I'll probably need to connect again and use super user or switch user. So SSH, but what was the username? So we need to go to MySQL. MySQL-u. Is it not in here? It was here. MySQL-u. Oh my gosh. MySQL-u. We've seen all of that. And the person is... We don't know the person, but we enumerated the SH. So etc password sedric. So I'm going to connect SSH sedric IB ES snowflake 1, and we are in sudo-l command not found. Okay, psaux forest less I'm trying to search for the root stuff. Here we see is it it's the Java application. Is it running by Mirth? Okay. I mean we can pspy and see running stuff. However, we see here user local bin notify. So let's see that. ID, we are Cedric. ls user local bin notify. Let's try with lah. We don't have write access, but we have read access as the group. Cat user local bin notify. Let's see. So here we see XML. we see a Flask application, and we see an eval. Whenever you see an eval, that's a very common CVE. I was about to take a CVE acknowledgement only through eval. So, yep, that's our way in. Tunnel B, netstat. We don't have netstat. Let's try SS tunnel B. So probably it's going to be on 4321. So SSH, or let's see if we have curl. So curl HTTP, since it's Flask 0 1 5 4 3 2 1, and we see curl not found. What? Okay, so we don't have curl. SSH dash L 54321 12700154321 sedric at IB snowflake 1, and we are in. So I don't need that. I need dash F dash N. So it's gonna be in the background, and we won't get a shell. So HTTP 54321, and we have a Flask. That's a Flask not found. So now we have curl on our we have curl on our machine. So curl localhost, but 54321 we see not found. Let's check what's where is it, the variability. So eval, here is it, the eval, try, the date of birth, template. So the app.route in Flask is the page, so add patient, and the method is post, and probably would need to give all those first name, last name, sender app, timestamp. Timestamp is gonna be day, month, year. Sender app, we probably could do anything we want. So let's start. Again, by curl add patient. Now we should get method not allowed. That's a little bit better. So we need to enter those by -d. Let's try test. XML error. So since the error is changing, then we are on the right side. So I'm going to copy paste the -d. This is just like an example. And XML error rejected bad host name. I got -d. We still get an XML error. Probably because it's Flask application, so we need to change the header of content type, Strikoder, and now we get something good. So let's try again. Yeah, it's still running. That's cool. Where do we go from now? So we can go to my website and see the notes actually, then search for SSTI. Why it's not interactive? Well, at least we can visit the Notion one. Is it application security? It's in the OWASP. Do we have it in here? Here is it. So we can actually check some of SSTI stuff. We can check if it's SSTI variable and check which one. This is our one, Flask. We can do whatever we want. We can get a reverse shell. However, in my case, I'm going to get a bash. Copy it on the machine. Then ls temp. So we see temp strikoder -p id. I have effective root, effective user ID root. So that was it. Thank you guys for watching. Please make again share to like, share, leave a comment, ring the bell and subscribe, and see you next time.